Well, it was the most snow many of us have seen in more than 7 years, and tonight it is still falling across central North Carolina. Good evening, I'm Wes Hohenstein. Hope everyone made it through their day okay, maybe even got to enjoy some of the snow. Tonight, most of the moderate to heavy snow has moved out of our area, and while you still see a lot of white on the radar tonight, most of it is falling as just light snow, and there will be little to no accumulation the rest of this evening. Again, some of us saw a dusting today. Some of us saw up to 12 inches. It was an amazing weather day across central North Carolina, but now our attention turns to what's going on in the thermometer. We are all below freezing now, so anything on the ground, whether you got rain most of the day or whether you got some of that foot of snow, it's all going to freeze as slush, snow, or ice on area roads. And if you have to venture out in it, the wind chills are already in the teens in most areas, some of us already in single digits. So because of the dangers that still exist on area roads, not from anything else coming from the sky, but for the dangers on most area roads, there is a winter weather advisory until noon. That could be the next time we see temperatures above freezing. So we have a long morning of frozen roads. And if you do have to venture out to work, I know very few of us are going to school and probably very few of us going to work tomorrow, but those temperatures will be in the teens, and this is for everyone. So we're all below freezing, we're all in the teens, and most of us will also have single-digit wind chills. The sun will be out, and it will probably be a spectacular morning, photogenic, very pretty with all the fresh snow on the ground, but what's on the roads will cause significant problems. Snow and ice on most area roads, and I'm talking about main roads and side roads. And we'll have a few mornings of refreezing. I'll talk about when that period will end, when we'll see 60s. I'll show you some amazing pictures from today, and we'll look at the totals from this historic snow event. But our coverage of this winter weather event continues right now on CBS North Carolina News at 11.
All right, West, and the snowfall remains our top story. Our crews covering it all, from power outages to closings, wrecks, and enjoying the snow day. More from them in just a moment.
But we start with the closings. Most public school systems are closed at this point. Wayne County is the exception. They're currently operating on a 2-hour delay for Thursday. Hope County was on a delay earlier, but that changed. Again, all public school systems closed except for Wayne County on a 2-hour delay for Thursday.
And at Raleigh-Durham International Airport, crews de-icing planes all day. Many Southwest flights canceled, limiting services in Terminal 1. Crews have been able to keep one runway open at all times, but as you can imagine, that is creating delays. So if you have a flight out in the morning, check with your airline. Don't let the clear roads fool you. Check with your airline first.
Some other headlines: State Highway Patrol responding to more than 1,600 accidents across the state. Fortunately, no storm-related deaths in our state, but at least 10 deaths are associated with the storm throughout the South. Power outage numbers have been dropping drastically through the night, peaking around 5 o'clock today at 30,000 across the state, now down to 16,000, many of them in Durham, Chatham, Lee, and Orange counties. That number now down to roughly 16,000 statewide. The governor summing up the best today. It's beautiful to look at, but roads, they will become treacherous.
CBS North Carolina's Amy Cutler in the mobile news tracker tonight, monitoring road conditions in Wake County. Amy.
Sharon, really in the last couple of hours, we have seen some icy spots develop on the roads. I'm going to take you to a live look at the Beltline. We are headed westbound, and at this point, it is really hard to see where even the lanes are. There is snow and ice covering these roads. You can't even see any of the blacktop, so of course we are taking it slow. Now, Raleigh police are telling us that they responded to 61 accidents as of 9 o'clock tonight. Tow trucks, in many cases, helping respond to those crashes. And tonight, we followed one of them around.
You can just tow him up the hill and see if after that he's good to go.
The calls kept coming in at Raleigh Towing and Recovery.
Raleigh Towing.
But if it was busy in the office, it was even more hectic in the field.
All right, you guys ready to go?
We rode around with one of their best.
Okay.
Tony Adams. He's been doing this kind of work for more than 20 years.
Do people seem to be heeding the warnings or staying off the roads, or not really?
Not really. No, that was as of us pulling a jackknife tractor trailer off 440 westbound.
Our first call, more routine. A driver lost control coming around a bend off Capitol and hit the sidewalk, damaging the right front end of their car. Then a second accident.
You slid around a little bit, didn't you?
I just saw that car coming really fast, and I was like, they're gonna hit us, and then boom, they hit us.
Most concerning for Jocelyn Ayala, her 1-year-old son was in the back seat. Fortunately, he was fine. On to the next one.
Give me just a few minutes, we'll get it loaded up and get you where you need to go.
My car was a little sliding and it hit the curb, and instead of like hitting another car, I just kept going with it, and then I heard a loud little pop.
That was Paige Hoffman's tire. Adams loading it up, helping people like this means a lot to him.
I feel really rewarded. I feel, a lot of gratification from it.
And that's why he'll be working through the night. Back out here, a live look at the westbound side of 440. Really hard to see. It's quite dark, but the conditions are not great. There's a lot of ice and snow in spots, so it is slick and slippery. And keep in mind, this is a highway. Those secondary roads likely are in much worse condition. Now we're going to head to some of those secondary main roads, and we'll have another live update coming up later in the newscast. Sean, Sharon?
All right, we look forward to seeing that report. Thank you, Amy. And in Johnson County, police responded to several accidents throughout the day. Now, the big trouble spot, Amelia Church Road in Clayton. Police tweeting out these photos today.
Tonight, that road is blocked off at the hill near US 70. Our crew's out there just before dark tonight. We saw some police officers and snow plows. But that's not enough.
Now, several accidents in Durham County as well.
One of them a water rescue. 2 women plunged into a creek when they ran off Dearborn Drive around 1 o'clock. The first police officer on scene, Corporal J.J. Barazindi, took off his duty belt and jumped in the creek to pull the women to safety. The women are okay, and the officer took a hot shower before returning to duty.
Goodness. Well, the exit ramps off the highway is also a problem. Roads there already turning to ice. This is a video of tractor trailers stuck on the ramp at Interstate 85 at Duke Street. And our coverage in Durham continues with CBS North Carolina's Michael Highland. Michael.
We're near South Point Mall. Whatever slush there was here is already freezing over. I just checked with the city. They're going to have 25 plows out overnight treating the streets. But for as cold as it is outside, there are people bracing for a cold night inside. The roads are covered in snow and ice, but that won't keep everyone inside. You guys walked over 3 miles?
Yeah. It's been a blast. Honestly, you don't see this weather often here in NC, so you gotta take what you got.
I'm just gonna take a plane and go back to California because this is crazy.
Parts of Durham County got close to a foot of snow. I caught up with a crew trying to get South Point Mall back open. How's this been compared to what you were expecting?
It's a lot more than what we were expecting, for sure.
The powder brought a problem for many people when the power went out. Kenneth Sanders lives along Martin Luther King Jr. Parkway. When the house got too cold, he moved to the van. It's only getting colder. The temperature is supposed to drop below 20.
Try to stay warm for a while, and if it ain't only the next hour, so we're going to try to find a hotel.
The power outage meant streetlights were out on roads that were already dangerous. We saw several drivers zip through this intersection without stopping. Police and sheriff's deputies responded to dozens of traffic crashes on slick roads.
It's going to become a solid sheet of ice, and it's not going to be safe even for our personnel to traverse it.
The sheriff warns if you go out and run into an issue on the roads, it'll take longer for help to get to you. For as much snow as we got here, the northern part of the county got even more. That's why the sheriff's office shifted resources up there, including more 4-wheel drive vehicles to try to improve response. Live in Durham, Michael Highland, CBS North Carolina.
Thank you, Michael. Chapel Hill and Carrboro reporting nearly a foot of snow in some places. And take a look at that. That's not in reverse. We are not running that tape in reverse. That was the scene around UNC's campus all day. Cars spinning out on Columbia Street, even going backwards down hills.
Yeah, they really didn't have any other choice but to go backwards. Well, a much different story in the middle of campus. Look at the smiles there. The university tweeting out these photos tonight of students enjoying the snow day.
Another problem in Chapel Hill, though, power outages. Earlier tonight, the town reporting just under 2,000. That number could climb overnight with falling temperatures and heavy limbs near power lines. And
the university just announcing it will be closed again tomorrow.
So students will have another snow day. Our coverage continues with CBS North Carolina's AJ Janeville. AJ?
Sean, they better have another snow day because it's still snowing here. And to add insult to injury, just about an hour ago, it looked like it had cleared up, and now it's coming down as hard as ever. But you know what? Even though it's still snowing, even though it's still cold, it's not keeping these students in their dorms. or their apartments. They're excited. They're out here. And you know what? Businesses are still open too. This, though, is not what we saw across the entire triangle. It's much different in other parts of our area.
I've got snow in my boots.
What's a snow day without some good old-fashioned sledding? And that's exactly what kids did in Cary.
So over here we have like this ramp.
Doesn't look like much of a ramp to me, Graham. It kind of looks like a bump.
I mean, it keeps on getting like destroyed every time we go down.
But Graham Oaf and his friends still were able to get the most out of their bump. More than I could. However, a lot of work had to get done too. 250 Town of Cary employees worked morning, noon, and night to clear the roads. But that's not an invitation to go get in your car.
Stay off the road, let us do what we need to do.
In Raleigh, people still use the roads, just not the way you'd expect.
There's no cars on the street and there's less snow in the middle of the street, so I figured, and also all laws are off bound once it snows, you know?
Well, I don't know about that. But Manahil Amin isn't from Raleigh, so things may be different in Washington, D.C., where she lives. Laws are still on, but some things in Raleigh are off.
We don't have power at our house, so I was on this mission to get food for my roommates and I.
So they sent the person who doesn't live in Raleigh out to get food.
Yeah, I realized this afterwards, but I like the snow. I haven't left the house all day.
Amin raced back home so her takeout food wouldn't get cold. She promised me she wouldn't break any laws on the way. And as this snow keeps falling onto the ground, it's creating an issue, and it's this. It's slippery, it's freezing over, and as fun as it is to slide on the sidewalk, it will be not as much fun to drive on these streets. But you know what is fun? All these guys just found out they don't have school until at least Friday. Reporting live here in Chapel Hill, I'm AJ Janabel for CBS North Carolina.
Food's hot, but those beverages are cold right now.
Yeah, tell the Mama Sharon said do some homework tomorrow when you're off from school. I tell you, that's always a good idea. No? Okay. Well,
you're alone on that one.
I think so. Well, in Cumberland County, the rain finally changed to snow around 5 o'clock.
CBS North Carolina, Sheena Elsie continues our coverage from Fayetteville.
It's been raining all day, but that all changed about 5:30 this evening when it turned into this snow that's collecting really quickly. It's expected to do this all the way overnight, and that's why crews say they have their trucks out. They say they've got 21 trucks that'll be on the roads, salting and brining, trying to keep things clear on main roads like this one. Then they'll be spreading out to the side roads, trying to keep things clear as the storm continues to go through and get worse. In Fayetteville, Sheena Elsie, CBS North Carolina.
Thank you, Sheena. The big threat will be frozen snow and ice across central North Carolina, especially the roads. Our morning team rode out the snow with you throughout the morning, and they will be back at it again tomorrow. Russ, Bierschel, and 4 meteorologists covering it all for you. Our extended morning news starts at 4 a.m. We'll be right back. In some areas reporting nearly a foot of snow in the roads as the temperature falls and some of that snow melt freezes. They are in bad shape.
Oh yeah, they're going to be a mess. Well, crews will be working throughout the night and up early tomorrow morning to clear the primary roads. But temperatures in the 20s will not be forgiving. So let's check back in now with our Amy Cutler in the mobile news tracker. Amy, are you on one of those secondary roads?
We are, Sharon. We've now made our way onto Glenwood. I'll give you a live look here at the road conditions. Again, it's kind of dark to see. We've got these traffic lights right by lead mine. We're getting on in that way. Now, Wake County is telling us overnight that they had crews actually come in at 7 o'clock this evening, that they have about 30 contractors' trucks that will be on throughout the night, helping salt the roads, clear the roads. But again, it is very icy and slick in spots. Now, they're also going to have their full crews back tomorrow morning. They are trying to do their best to stay ahead of this storm. But again, they are urging people, if you do not have to be on the roads tomorrow, that you really want to try to avoid it, because it is certainly icy in spots, and we've seen a whole lot of accidents. Live in the mobile news tracker, I'm Amy Cutler, CBS North Carolina.
Thank you, Amy. And we've been focused on our area all day and night, but this storm, it dumped snow across the state. This is video from Charlotte. That was up to 4 inches of snow there, and you can see a car lost an axle after an accident. Police are responding to hundreds of accidents.
And further north to the Triad, this is video from Greensboro. Upwards of 6 inches falling in some areas of the Triad. And that's where the CBS News crew covering the southern storm hunkered down. Now, if you saw the evening news with Jeff Glore, Chris Van Cleve was reporting live from Greensboro. And definitely a historic storm here. Some areas getting 12 inches.
I know. And we don't get that too often.
No, not in this area.
The most snow we've ever gotten in our lifetimes was back in January 2000. That was the 20-incher. Okay.
Wow.
It's been 2 years, though, before today, since RDU has got more than an inch. And that's kind of strange. I mean, we've been kind of moisture-starved lately in the winter. But what we had today, 5 inches, we had not seen that much at RDU since December of 2010. That's more than 7 years. And there is that 5 inches at RDU, in addition to what we have now, all the up-to-date snow totals. And as you can see, the bullseye is a foot of snow. Can you believe that? How often do we talk about that much snow in our backyard? That happened in Tier over in Chatham County. They had it in northern Durham County and Bahama right behind them, Carrboro, Orange County, Durham, and Chatham County. That was where the real bullseye was. A lot of other people, Wake County, 4 to 7 inches, and then much lower amounts out east and down to the south. Now, some of these totals still are coming in, so Paul will update these tomorrow morning with the rest of the team starting at 4 a.m. We still have snow on the radar tonight. It's not as intense as it was earlier. In fact, it's very light. A lot of dry air starting to break this apart. That's what you're seeing here. The heavier snow right now still back toward the coast. So by morning, the snow will be gone, but we'll still have shots like this. This is another one of those pictures. Brendan sent this to me from Chapel Hill, and I'll show these throughout the winter occasionally, but I'm showing them to you from Buffalo, New York, or Ohio, or Canada. Rarely from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. He had about 8-9 inches or so when he sent this. Very interesting picture from the Cole family in Chatham County. Not joining the Polar Bear Club tonight in their pool, but look how high the snow is stacked up all along the pool. This, another interesting pic that we don't get to see around here too often. And here's your proof from David in Durham of how much snow he had. There's the 12-inch mark, and he is right there. So there's another report of a foot of snow. And this kind of puts it all in perspective. Can you imagine how many billions of these we had throughout the day today? Ashley down in Dunn, just an amazing job of capturing individual snowflakes. Really pretty shot there. As usual, if you've got pictures of the snow when it's safe, drop us a line at sendit@WNCN.com. All right, so we got to move on. We got to get through tomorrow. It's going to be a sunny day, beautiful day if you're not having to drive on the roads and if you're inside a heated building. It's going to start cold, 14 degrees. That's going to feel like 6. So we'll go temperature over wind chill hour by hour. By lunchtime, we're just barely getting up to near freezing. So we've got freezing temperatures all morning. We're only briefly above it, struggling to get up to 38. But that little bit above freezing and the sunshine will help start the melting process. Then we're going to refreeze it all again by Friday morning and again Saturday morning. So remember, last night, the cold front and the snow didn't look very impressive up in the mountains, but that area of low pressure we talked about, boy, did it develop, and then some. Now that low pressure in the cold front in our rear view mirror, the last bit of snow wrapping up, high pressure and some more cold air from Canada are on the way in overnight. So we've got a couple more hours of the leftover snow as it wraps up and falls apart. Should be totally clear of the area now after about 3 a.m. So by tomorrow morning, no more snow from the sky, but our problems will be on the ground because these are the thermometer readings that we will have tomorrow. These aren't the wind chills. These are temperatures, and everyone's in on the action from 13 on the Virginia border to 18 in Sampson County. Not often do the entire area get this cold all at the same time. So everyone in the teens, everyone below freezing, that'll keep ice on the roads. And then if you've got to venture out into it, you're going to want to layer up because wind chills will be in the single digits. Then in the afternoon, again, lots of sunshine tomorrow, no more precipitation for a while. We can shut the radar off for a few days, and we're struggling to get up to 40 degrees. So again, that's going to do a little bit of melting, but some of us have a foot of snow, so it's going to take several days. We'll refreeze it again Friday morning and again Saturday morning. So Many of us not going to school tomorrow. I think there's going to be a lot more changes Friday, too. We really crank it up to 55 on Saturday, and then we're really going to start to melt Sunday and Monday. I think maybe by the end of the day Monday, especially since we've got rain in the forecast, most of that snow will be gone. But we are going to be able to play in this snow and, unfortunately, drive through it for the next several days.
All right, thank you, Wes. We want to go now to some breaking news in Raleigh. Police activity at the Embassy Suites on Creedmoor Road. We're working to get more information, but as you can see there, it's a very active scene.
Yeah, there was a report. Again, this was a reporting of a shooting at the Embassy Suites. Our crew is on scene getting more information. Our Amy Cutler's headed out that direction. We'll bring that to you as it becomes available. We'll be right back after this break.
Well, for college football fans, this time of year can be tough, not just because of all the snow outside, but also because next football season, well, it seems so far away. We are exactly 227 days from the season, but who's counting? If you're like me and you're hoping those 227 days fly by, well, the ACC gave us a little taste of what we're already looking forward to. This afternoon, the conference released each team's regular season schedule for 2018. Right now, you're looking at Duke's schedule for the year. They opened the season against Army on September 1st. 7 of their 11 opponents made bowl games last year. A few local showdowns to circle: September 22nd against NC Central and November 10th against UNC. The Wolfpack also opened their season on September 1st. Then they have a well-timed bye week that falls just before a road trip to Clemson. Homecoming this season is November 3rd against Florida State. And as usual, the Wolfpack will end their year against UNC. And speaking of the Tar Heels, they have an early season date with the Pirates at ECU. Then they'll face a UCF team that just completed an undefeated season. The guys from Chapel Hill will end their season with 3 straight in-state opponents. They are at Duke, hosting Western Carolina, and then hosting NC State. Speaking of the Tar Heels, this was a very scary moment for UNC fans yesterday. Luke May, who was one of the best players in the entire conference, laid on the court of the Smith Center with blood running down his face. The injury occurred in the first half of last night's game. Luke stayed on the ground for a few minutes and then was rushed to the locker room to get 5 stitches on his cheek. After the game, he told us exactly what was going through his mind the moment he went down.
I mean, it was sore, but I mean, I knew it wasn't broken right when it happened, and just wanted to come back out and do my best.
Was it kind of scary laying there?
No, it's hurt a little bit for sure, but I wouldn't say scary. No.
Well, if he won't say it, I will. That was scary for the rest of us. The good news is, like he said, nothing was broken, and he was able to return to the game. The Tar Heels take the court again Saturday against Georgia Tech. And here's the video that has gone viral online. Keep an eye on the ref at the bottom of the screen. The ball hits him in the back of the head, and oh no, there goes the hairpiece. Yeah, the hairpiece hit the ground there. And
are you serious?
Now I have a few questions. First off, why do you wear a toupee to a place where you're going to be running? Second question is, it's 2018. Can't we get some kind of double-sided tape or some male bobby pins or something to keep this from happening? Question number 3, who was in the stands that this man wanted to impress with all that good hair? And question number 4, I see he picked it up and dusted it off and put it back on his head real quick. Is there a chance that the lady in the stands didn't notice what went on? What do you guys think?
I think they noticed. Poor guy, that's so embarrassing. I feel bad for him, but he was quick to put that back on, wasn't he?
Yes, you picked it up.
You know what?
Straighten it up real quick.
He's just going back to doing what he does. You know?
Exactly.
Can't shake him.
We'll be right back. Police activity at the Embassy Suites on Creedmoor Road in Raleigh. This is near Crabtree Valley Mall.
Yeah, this was reported as a shooting around 10:30. Police on scene telling us they're not able to locate a victim. So look for the latest updates overnight on WNCN.com, as well as our morning news starting at a new time at 4 o'clock because of the severe weather we've been having. But look at this. You know, this was a video sent from Leonard Ward out of Moore County. Boy, that pup is really enjoying the snow, isn't he?
Yeah, he can't get enough of
Camo.
it.
So please keep sending us your photos. Chances are you're going to have another snow day tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. So this weather, I mean, speaking of a snow day, when is it going to melt?
Right. Well, you know, most snow events that we get, what happens? It's gone the next day,
Right,
and we don't have time to sled and play in it. It's going to be around for a little longer than a day, so you'll have time to play. It'll be sunny tomorrow. It's really going to be a beautiful winter day tomorrow unless you have to drive. The roads are going to be worse than anything we've seen around here in years. The snow is that widespread and the cold is that intense for everyone tomorrow. Be careful on the roads. Enjoy it if you can. We'll get to some serious melting by this weekend when we've got 50s and 60s. But again, Paul and Aaron, along with Bill and Kristen, most of the weather team will be with you tomorrow morning right here at 4 a.m.
All right, remember, those roads will be very slippery for your morning commute tomorrow if you do have to head out and about. Thank you for joining us today.
We'll see you right back here tomorrow night.